Hello guys, welcome back to BoreDraw. And today we're going to be talking about AFC Bournemouth. We're reviewing all 20 of the Premier League teams, their pre-season and how we think they're going to fare in the 23-24 Premier League season. Speaking about Bournemouth, today, obviously, a very controversial summer so far for them. Gary O'Neill, let's talk about him. He did the unthinkable, really. He took Bournemouth, who were like a sinking ship under Scott Parker. They conceded 9 to Liverpool. That's pretty embarrassing. And Gary O'Neill somehow turned them into a somewhat respectable football team.
Got some decent scouts along the way. I think, Man United, almost beat Arsenal.
They beat Liverpool? Or I made that up.
Decent play. But I've never seen a manager's sacking split an audience so much as Gary O'Neill, because I literally 50-50. We were kind of on the boat that they should have kept Gary O'Neill in. He, like you said, saved them from the drop, got them some good scalps, played all right football. They weren't great, but it's Bournemouth. Like, everyone had them rock bottom in their predictions. So you've got to put some respect on his name. And then another half of the people were saying he was kind of going under radar as like a terrible manager, just getting like lucky results. They were playing horrible football, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I don't know where we stand. I think we're Gary fans, but they've moved on. They've got Andoni Iraola, I believe is his name, from Rayo Vallecano.
I hardly know her.
He was a good player in his time, La Liga veteran, and yeah, from what I've heard, from what I've read, he plays some tasty football for
quite
Rayo
a
Vallecano.
highly rated manager in the sort of football hipster sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I thought Gary O'Neill sort of done a job, and I would have liked to see them keep him. Yeah. I think he earned that. But I almost sort of respect what they're doing. They're aiming high.
Yeah.
They've got in a progressive manager, not just someone who's going to maybe save you from relegation. But like, if this goes well, he could like make them into like a mid-table Premier League team.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be playing like bloody good football along the way, which is like what you're looking 100%.
For. 100%. It's like the Eddie Howe situation where he got them up and then he cemented them as a good middling Prem team. And then they kind of lost their way a bit, got relegated. But they want to get back to where they were it's like a pretty standard Prem team, playing decent football. They played decent football under Eddie Howe. And I think they want to get there again. And like you said, it's very brave.
And now they've got the Michael B. Jordan money.
Now they got the moolah. I think it's brave to make that move. Obviously, not that Gary O'Neill was like a major fan favourite, but he had a lot of like plaudits for what he did. But to sack him and get in a highly rated manager that plays exciting football, I think it's something Bournemouth fans can be quite excited about. Let's talk about their transfer stuff.
Sassuolo.
Yeah.
Right, so that is just not a Bournemouth signing.
Justin Kluivert, mate.
Son of Patrick.
He was linked to Arsenal back in the day from Roma.
He's been about, mate. Bloody Ajax, Roma.
Yeah.
2 clubs. That's about. But yeah, mate, exciting young prospects. They're doing bits. I'm excited to see it, and I think they've got like good players in their team as well. Like, I really like Solanke.
Yeah, I like Solanke. I didn't like Philip Billing back in the day when he was at Huddersfield, but he's good. He had a very good season last season. Their January signing, I think he's called Django Sutara. Great player. He came in, dynamic right winger, caused a lot of problems, and I think that's what they want to do.
There's such a shift in the transfer dynamic when it comes to sort of who they're targeting now. We spoke about this in a previous podcast where we were saying teams now have access to, even like the lower league teams, they have access to like the same database pools as pretty much every other team. But the best teams have the smartest scouts and the best data analysts. And that's how they keep on top. They sign the best data analysts and the best scouts, and they keep signing young players who they can turn a profit on. And the top teams keep signing those players. Like you're looking at Brighton, who was signed like in CISO, he's going to go for like 80 million in like a few years' time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Brighton just sold Cucurella previous season for like 60 million. They're going to get 80 million for Caicedo, and these players have been there for like a year.
McAllister's like
60 million, whatever it was. Yeah, like
so they're
you
need to be smart, and they are.
Basuma, what was that, like 50 million or something?
Yeah, like
45 million.
Yeah.
So and I think that's maybe the model Bournemouth are targeting.
Yeah, 100% is be smart in the market, get data analysts in there, get signings, because you are a stepping stone club for a lot of players that are looking to get into the best league in the world. And so if players that are lesser known can sign for Bournemouth, sign for Brighton, sign for blah, 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 and then make that step to one of the big six teams, and the stepping stone club is happy with that kind of mindset that they are a stepping stone club, they can turn a big profit.
100%. And I think along the way they're gonna like they could reach sort of like unprecedented heights for their club.
Yeah,
their site, like if they go out in the market and say, look, come join us, even if it's only for a season or two, we'll give you Premier League football, we'll give you a starting spot on our team, and you can use it as a showcase to sort of show what you're 100%. About. And if they have a strong enough belief in their recruitment system that they can constantly pick out these gems, one player comes in, sells for 80 million, they buy another one for 12 million, sell him on for 60 million.
Brighton, who we're going to talk about in a couple of videos' time, De Zerbi was literally asked on his last game of the season, he was like, Caicedo and McAllister, you've given them a great platform, do you think they'll be here next season? And he was like, no, we're a stepping stone club. We will continue to invest in new players, and our best players will continue to go on to the next level. And like, that's so fair enough. If like the board, and I can't remember who's the kind of director of football at Brighton, but he was in that interview as well. And if the board and that are aligned with the manager and they're aligned with the players, you've got a nice little situation there. Like, you're never going to be challenging for the Premier League because
your players will Saudi money, you're not going to be doing it.
You'll get snapped up, but you'll have a good time. You'll play some good football. You'll see some good players along the way. It'll be sad when they go, but you know that your club's run well enough that you'll bring in new gems.
That is exactly the sort of project you need to be looking at if you're a team like Bournemouth.
Yeah, 100.
Any players that you think that they should possibly target? Sort of look at their predicted lineup. Where is it looking weak to you?
So I think for me, there lacks kind of that kind of Premier League like campaigner, someone that's been there and done that in the Prem. So, like when Leicester signed Johnny Evans, like when, I don't know, Everton last season get Conor Cody and James Tarkowski in, when Brentford signed Ben Mee. You want someone that's been around the Prem. They've got a lot of new players, a lot of players that haven't been around the Prem before. So I think someone, a bit of an old campaigner. I don't know if...
I think Milner would have been like a perfect signing for this team.
Milner, the fact that he's gone to Brighton, yeah, that's a good signing. Yeah, just someone in that ilk that can...
That has Premier League know-how.
Yeah, that's done the top end of the Prem, that's done the bottom end of the Prem, that's been experienced in all of them. So I think someone like that. Someone also to kind of take the goal-scoring load off of Dom Solanke. Maybe Kluivert will be that guy. I don't know. But Dom Solanke, for me, is pretty much their only source of goals.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see sort of how they line up at the beginning of the season because we haven't seen them under Iraola yet. But yeah, should we go through their predicted lineup for their first game against West Ham United?
In goal, they got Neto, who they signed from Barcelona. I think he's actually their captain at the moment, and he was quite a good signing. Decent goalkeeper. They got Sensei, or Senesi, I can't remember how you say his name, but he's a very good centre-back. And then, I don't know, so they had Adam Smith play centre-back sometimes he's out at right-back. I don't know who they're going to play alongside Senesi. And then Vinya on the left-back position. And then in midfield, it's a little bit all over the place. They have Lewis Cook, who's in and out of the team, Billing, Rothwell. And then they signed from... Who did they sign Tavernier from last season? Was it
Rangers?
Tavernier. Is it Middlesbrough?
Middlesbrough.
Yeah. So they got him at left wing. He's actually really good source of kind of assists, getting up and down the pitch. Obviously, we talk about Kluivert, Sutara, a good player, Solanke probably up top. But like you said, we don't know how they're going to line up under Iraola. But I think from what I've heard, he's a high pressing team. So I think he's going to want legs at the top of the pitch, which Solanke's actually really good at. I think Tavernier and Kluivert.
I mean, Solanke provides such a good platform for the players like Tavernier, Traore, Sutara, Kluivert to play off of. So like he can bring them in as well as do the business himself. Like he's a very technical player for such a big player.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
Yeah, he's a really, really, really good player. It's taken a little bit of time to get his career started. But he was at Liverpool, weren't he, when he was younger?
Chelsea and then Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, and he it never really worked. I think he was even at Blackburn at some point. But he's really kicking into gear and showing what he's about. He sort of knows his game. It's taking a bit of time for him to learn what his game is.
Yeah, he's got a bit more confident in himself, hasn't he?
And he's effective.
Yeah,
he's effective, and if Iraola can utilise him to his strengths, it could be a really good campaign for him, and I think we can see him challenging maybe for an England spot.
That'd be exciting.
Very exciting. But yeah, guys, let us know down below how you think Brighton will fare in the upcoming season.
Talking about Bournemouth.
That's the one. Too many bees.
Get him out of it!
Too many bees. Let us know how you think, because we spent half the episode talking about Brighton. But yeah, let us know down below how you think Bournemouth will get on in the upcoming season. They've got a new manager. And
Shout out Iraola, mate.
2 exciting signings in my opinion. And I'm very excited to see how Kluivert gets on.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think we like the idea of a team being exciting and progressive. Like, yeah, they could have stuck with Gary O'Neill. They'd probably be going down next season. Fuck him off. Let's go a little bit crazy. Get in this tap Spanish on. Play some gegenpress football. And see where it ends up.
Sexy football. If you like sexy football, hit that subscribe button. We talk about it every week. Thank you very much for watching, guys. It's been BoreDraw. And it's
been the Sexy Football Podcast.